guys, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back. Today I'll be doing a much delayed Garbaugust recap. Better late than never. I don't know what happened there. September was really busy and so here we are. Anyway, here is a quick recap of everything I read in August as Bookbound Dildo. Your trusty dusty host, although apparently not so much because I kind of went AWOL there at the end. Sorry. Life happens sometimes, you know what? It just does. So the first week was either category romance or men's adventure. For this one, I picked Mysterious Island by Jules Verne, which is the story of 4 men who go on a air balloon adventure and they crash land on a mysterious island. I did not finish that one. Oh my gosh, first of all, August was terrible. Okay, preface. It just felt a little tedious. It's not that I'm not interested in finishing it, but a lot of things happened. Week 1 was over and then week 2 started and I was like, you know what, I'll just finish it later. Also, my Kindle is out of battery, so I'll finish it later, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But ain't that the spirit of trash? I think it is. Week 2 was Paperbacks from Hell or Vintage Smut. I thought I'd be a smartass and do both. So the first one I picked was Sweet Meat Country, Rude Beginnings, also my Kindle, by Becca White. So Sweet Meat Country is the story of Maximilian Speed. He's a criminal, okay? He returns with his girlfriend and like whatever, and he returns to his hometown to find that it is total chaos. It's like gone way downhill and it's ruled by this pimp by the name of Snake. Something about a snake, I don't know. Unbeknownst to me, and unfortunately for me, the whole book was part 1 of a story. It should have been a chapter in a book, but it was like, you get to the end of the book, right? And it's like, the story's not even close to being where it should be. And then it's like, to know the rest of the story, purchase Sweet Meat Country, like whatever the rest of the name is for part 2. You know when there's a first book in a series, but the book is still a full story. Like, this was like if I took any book and ripped out the first chapter and I was like, publish this as its own book. And then at the end just be like, did we get your attention? Read the rest after purchasing blah, 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 whatever, you know. It's offensive, it's druggy, it's trashy. It was trashy for sure, but I don't know. It was just like, I don't know. That was nasty. That was nasty. That's all I gotta say. That was rude. Yes, it was very rude. Anyway, I'm not gonna be reading the rest because I don't care enough to pay for the rest of the story. Anyway. And so the thing I could have done better was actually read Killer by Tonkin. Peter Tonkin. I actually really like this one, and same story with Mysterious Island. I started it a few days later in the week, obviously, because I had read Sweet Meat Country. Also, at this point, I was on vacation, so when I recharge my Kindle, I will finish Killer first, because that one was actually good. And I've had other people tell me that it's a really good one. I'm only a few chapters in, admittedly. So, but it's about a giant killer orca, essentially. And that one is in Paperbacks from Hell. So then week 3 is novelizations or books by famous people. And so for this one, I actually have my first physical copy. I went with books by famous people. Dave Barry, I'll mature when I'm dead. So if you don't know, Dave Barry is a comedian from the 80s. And now this book he published, I'm not sure exactly what year, but somewhere in the early 2000s, maybe between 2000 and 2005. I really wanted to read it because I think I remember from experience some of the excerpts being funny. However, number one, it was 15. Oh my gosh, it was almost 20 years. Oh my gosh, that's nasty. 15 to 20 years ago. And B, 80s to 2000s humor. I was like, I don't know if it's matured well. I don't know. Let's find out. I really don't read comedy books at all. Like maybe I've read one or two in my life. This one probably being the third. It was funny, okay? It was funny and it wasn't outdated. Like there's nothing that would be offensive by today's standards. Actually, there were a lot of moments in this book where I thought Dave Barry was ahead on his time. Like at some point he's talking about social media and how it impacts, in his opinion, society. And I'm like, dude, he called it like 20 years ago, okay? Same with Kardashians. I think they were just getting started and he's just like speaking the truth. There are actually really moments where I was like, that's actually very impressive that he foresaw things. A lot of times the jokes are the same type of humor and a lot of times he makes the same joke. It's funny the first 5 times, you know what I mean? I did end up skim reading it because the week was coming to an end and I had no regrets. As I said, it was the same humor all over and over. So I don't know, I didn't feel like I was missing out and I don't feel like I missed out. I'm still happy I read it. I just don't think I would pick it up again and I don't think I would specifically recommend it. And then week 4 was Anything Goes. Now I have to admit by that point I was a little bit in a reading rut. So week 4, I did start reading Devil's Laughter by William Johnstone. Now this was our ode to Pax, who had read it last year. And I think none of us enjoyed it, and which is why I did end up DNFing it. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. I've read worse. I've read way better. So, confession. The last book I finished reading in July, I finished a few days before August. And so in my head, I was like, okay, I can start reading trash, but I can't officially start reading week 1 prompts. Like, you know, like that would be cheating. So I had planned on reading this book for Anything Goes, but I ended up reading in the last few days of July, and that is Sinister Spiders of Saginaw as part of the Michigan Thrillers series by Jonathan Rans. And that is this book, and it is a children's, maybe more like middle grade. Basically half the town are spiders. Well, okay. She finds out, she gets attacked, her and her friend, by spiders. And so they find out that they go by the name Octogores and they want to take over the town, I should say, and make humans slaves to their spider empire. And in their adventures, they find out that there are also good spiders that are half human, and so they are arachnosapiens. They're like werewolves, but human to spider. And so it's kind of like the battle of arachnosapiens and octogores on who gets to control Saginaw. And it's kind of like, it's just like a fun little kids adventure thing. Like, ooh, you gotta get the can of hairspray at the water tower before they pull the cord, or that's pretty much it. I'm not kidding. But it was fun. It was a fun read. Definitely better than Devil's Laughter. There were 2 books I specifically wanted to read that I was not able to get to. This one I'm keeping for next Garbaugust, and it's priority on the list, which is Fart Proudly by Benjamin Franklin. This is literally an essay on farting. And the other one is On Bullshit by Harry Frankfurt, and this is an essay on bullshit. Finally, let's get to the bingo card. So I already crossed out a few, and as you can see, my printer crapped out on me. I'm gonna go left to right. Jackie Collins' book, no. Book with killer kids, yes, like the Octogores, because one of the kids in the class is an Octogore as well. So, sexy vamp book, no. A dirty book, yes, the Sweetmeat Country one. Richard Lehman book, no. A book from a series with at least 100 entries, sadly, no. Shifter Romance. Now, technically I could cheat and highlight Shifter Romance because in the Michigan Thrillers book, the parents of the kid are also spiders, they're arachnosapiens, and they kind of like look at each other lovingly at some point, which isn't that romance? I don't know. As they teach their daughter how to become an arachnosapien, I don't know. But I'm not gonna cheat this year, even though, as I always say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But today, you know, let's be nice. Book with nudity on the cover. I don't think so. Book about gangs, yes. The Sweetmeat Country one has gangs in them. A book with Satanists. The Devil's Laughter one is about Satanists. And then we have a book about a conspiracy theory. No. A vigilante book. No. Pax. We have the middle square dedicated to Pax, which was either read a book with green on the cover or a book that Pax read last August. So I did read The Devil's Laughter, and yes, I'm counting it as a read, even though I DNF'd it because boy did I read the first part. I also have green on this cover here, so it's like a double-decker. Bingo, bingo. Then we have book with a step back cover. No, we do not. A book with a cigarette ad. We do not. A killer animal book. Well, I intend on finishing Killers, so I'm gonna highlight. See, this is where the cheating starts. But, you know, you gotta pave your own way in this world sometimes. Book you're ashamed to read in public. No, the one I would have been ashamed to read in public was Fart Proudly, but I did not. Book set in a hospital, no. Book based on a video game, no. Book with an exclamation point in the title, yes. And then Jelly Cooper book, no. Book from a weirdly specific subgenre, no. Book that cashes in on a moral panic. I don't know. Maybe. Book published under a pseudonym, no. I don't think so. And then a VC Andrew book? No. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I counting the Pax one twice because I did both? I'm gonna do that because I don't know. Because I already started cheating anyway. Might as well keep it rolling. 8 out of 25. That sounds like a D. E minus for me. So I guess I'm not quite the Garbaugust host I thought I'd be, but whatever. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you did. Bye.